रही हमारे साथ। भारत और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बीच सिडनी में इस समय 4 टेस्ट मैचों की सीरीज का तीसरा टेस्ट मुकाबला खेला जा रहा है और ताजा सूरत हाल ये है कि टॉस जीत करके ऑस्ट्रेलिया पहले बैटिंग कर रहा है और ऑस्ट्रेलिया की शुरुआत हालांकि अच्छी नहीं रही। डेविड वार्नर काफी पहले आउट हो गए और उसके बाद टीम को
हल्के से धकेला है मिड विकेट के
कर रहे हैं इस समय। और ताजा सूरत हाल इस समय यह है कि भारतीय टीम के गेंदबाज जो है वो अपना मनोबल ऊपर रखते हुए लगातार प्रदर्शन कर
see you don't have a property. So, it'll be Josh Hazelwood to continue from the Randwick end. India none for 5. Poor old Stewie, he's licking the dates off a calendar. In he comes, bowling to Rohit Sharma. Hazelwood delivers outside the off stump, clubbed away, backward of point. Nice stroke by Rohit Sharma, and it's got enough on it to be a boundary in front of the members' stand. So Rohit Sharma, his first 4, he's 5. And India, no wicket for 9. Controlled the shot well enough. That delivery from Hazelwood, little short outside the off stump, and he put over the top of it nicely. Alex Blackwell, welcome back.
Thanks, Andrew. Stewie's not into camping. I am.
You're a
So maybe Booty Booty would be next on the list for me. I love that area, Seal Rocks.
I reckon it's more your go than Stewie.
Yeah, maybe.
Stewie would need a cabin at the very least. Here's Hazelwood into Rohit Sharma. He's forward edges and a lovely diving save to his left by Big Green. And he prevents the ball running away down to third man. Score remains no wicket for 9. They're having a really good day, India, aren't they?
Fantastic day. Jadeja's just been outstanding. He probably deserved a 5-for, but he's 4 wickets for 62 runs off 18 overs. It was a great spell. And then, as you were mentioning earlier, that fantastic bit of fielding to end the innings, run out Steve Smith.
Yeah, he had a super day, Ravi Jadeja. And he'll have a role to play with the bat coming in at number 7 as Hazelwood into Sharma, and he'll get a run as he tickles it through square leg. Maybe 2. Stark sprinting in from fine leg, but they'll come back for a comfortable second run. And Rohit Sharma will move to 7. India along to 11 without loss in the 4th over.
You mentioned Cam Green earlier at the Gully region. What a great person to have in there. He's 2 metres tall, isn't he? And he moves well for a fast bowler. Well, he's an all-rounder. He's got all-round ability, bat, ball, and in the field as well.
Terrific catch to get rid of Coley in Adelaide. Remember the lunge, and it came out of his hands, and he had the poise to regather. He's in the crouch. Looks up, watches Hazelwood come into Rohit Shah. And he's defending. Labuschagne sprints to his left to pick up from
Mitch, as a rookie on the team, to have to go under the lid at some point.
Well, they might keep him out of there due to his history with head knocks, I'm not sure.
That's a very good point, Andrew. And you've got Matthew Wade, who does a great job.
And Labuschagne has been under the lid early in this innings as well. Matt Wade now back at third slip. Here's Mitchell Starc starting another over, bowling to Shubman Gill, who's turning this to Labuschagne at short leg, and there's no run. Dave Warner is a very good catcher at Headingley. Took 6 catches in a game, 4 in the first innings from memory, 2 in the second.
Does it make up for his lack of runs? Averaged 9 in that Ashes series.
Probably not, in fairness. But I'm being glass half full. He contributed, even though Australia was beaten in that test match. Scott self-isolating in Western Sydney. Had to get our final test today. It was a cheer at the drive-through COVID testing facility when Smith got his century. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Scott. Fishing off Wagate Beach, Wagait Beach. Here's Starc into Shubman Gill, and he's forward defending correctly. Picked up by, in fact, Starc lets it go through to Cummins. And he's follow through at mid-on. With the top-end storm rolling, great summer, says Rich and Deary. Andrew, any danger of Matty Elliott joining the commentary team? That would bring the eloquent vocabulary down a tad, says Danny from Townsville. Danny, no, 0. Much as he wants. Former first-grade cricketer. Talks himself up in that regard. But he's busy as an assistant coach now as St George Illawarra in the NRL. We'll miss him in the 2021 NRL season. India no wicket for 11. It's Mitchell Starc bowling to Shubman Gill, and he's rocking back and cutting this, and the ball races off the open face to the point boundary for 4. Boy, the ball flies off his bat. He's 8 with 2 boundaries. India no wicket for 15.
That's a wonderful shot. Shubman Gill, he's just leant into it. It was back of a length, just propping on the front foot. It wasn't a completely vertical back shot, but in front of point, which is Nathan Lyon, for 4 runs.
Starc back to the top of his mark. India no wicket for 15. No real near misses or like at this point as Starc bowls to Gill, hang it on leg stump, and it's pushed to Cummins at mid-on. Works to his right to pick it up and flings the sidearm return back to the keeper. No run. A crowd of just over 7,000 here at the lunch break. Looks very similar to yesterday. Official crowd figure on day 1, 8,692. As they're looking for a breakthrough here from this much vaunted Australian fast bowling trio. And then the GOAT, Nathan Lyon, when he comes on as well. But Gill and Rohit Sharma looking comfortable at the moment. Early doors, none for 15. In comes Starc. Bowls a bouncer to Gill, and he's up to the task. He hooks this away for 4. Tell you what, Paul Wilson needed some fancy footwork, the square leg umpire, as that was again greeted by the middle of Shubman Gill's bat. He's 12, India none for 19.
Wonderful pull shot there. Shubman Gill, he's so still at the crease. He does a little prelim
No ball's been called too, Alex, by the third umpire, Bruce Oxenford, as Mitchell Starc overstepped. So now no wicket for 20, sorry.
No problem. He's good. He's watching the ball closely, and he's willing to take on the short ball. It wasn't a genuine bouncer, but well played.
No wicket for 20 with the Starc no ball. Called quickly by the third umpire. He's into Gill again, who's defending. A ball down to mid-off. Bukowski races into field. No run.
Now that's better from Mitchell Starc. I think he needs to try to draw Gill onto the front foot. Get him driving. He's got 3 slips in a gully. Needs to ensure that he's making Gill play with the new ball. Getting him driving.
I'm just seeing another replay of Mitchell Starc. If that's the previous ball, that should be a no ball as well. The one that was called was clearly over the line, and that one, there's nothing, no part of his heel behind the line either, but not called. No wicket for 20, India. Last ball of the over, Starc to Shubman Gill, and he's forward defending, and it goes past mid-off. Bukowski dives, good save, but can't prevent a run. But willing attack in the field there from Bukowski. Gill will keep the strike. He's 13, Rohit Sharma is 7 in reply to Australia's 338. India, no wicket for 21. And to join Alex Blackwell through until tea on day 2, Jim Maxwell.
ABC Sport. Grandstand Cricket, Australia versus India. On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio, and on the
and bowl have bowled on this surface, they might get away. It's going to take a lot of disciplined quality bowling to stop them. And Payne's manoeuvring his field to do a bit of this and that as Hazelwood comes up and Gill plays away to the onside neatly. Pekovsky's there to field it at square leg. So, it's none for 22, and we haven't seen Pat Cummins as yet, and of course Nathan Lyon to come. What can he get out of this surface? Jadeja picked up 4 wickets.
Yep, Jadeja, really the pick of the bowlers. Not too much spin out there, but Nathan Lyon, he's well accustomed to their CG pitch, and last time he played the New Year's Test, it was against New Zealand, and he picked up 2 fifers. So I'm sure Nathan will be looking forward to maybe even getting an over before tea.
The bowls just fell off in between deliveries. They've been replaced. Hazelwood bowls, and he's hit on the pad as he tries to turn their Gill, and he's not getting a run as it was obviously a little high as he moved across his stumps. But Hazelwood's on line here. The ball not doing much to excite an outside edge so far. It's tended to be pretty straight. I haven't seen much movement of that 6-stitcher.
Yeah, looks like good batting conditions, doesn't it? Late on day 2.
आउट हो जाएगा भाई
A little bit of rain over the
Out
2
हो जाएगा।
days. 4-hour
इससे भी तुम
break
कितने
on
out हो
day
चुके हो?
1, so not as many overs bowled on the wicket.
Hazelwood comes in and Gill digs out a Yorker length delivery.
पहले का चैनल था उससे बनाया है पैसा कब देगा तू आ रहा है ना तुमको आवाज आने दो भाई हो गया लगता है रुक जाए एफएम चालू कर लेने जाए बंद है क्या
bloke's name now, but he owned a dog called McDougal. As Cummins starts an over now, he runs in and he bowls a ball that's hitting the pad and appeal from the crowd, but not from anyone else as it struck Sharma high up. Anyway, he called McDougal on, and McDougal grabbed the ball as he hit it away somewhere or other, and he kept running around the ground with the ball, and they kept running up and down until they'd scored 63 to win the game.
Off one shot.
Yeah. How McDougal topped the score.
It must be excruciating for the
2 मिनट देखो
Kelpie
2 मिनट देखो
watching the bowling through the TV screen.
Cummins rolls in again, and Sharma lets it go. He's playing carefully here, Gill rather, playing carefully outside the off stump as that bounced through. None for 26, and the yarns keep rolling in from everybody who's listening wherever around Australia, around the world. We've had people from all sorts of places overseas. In Canada earlier in today, someone bringing back memories of Brockton Park in Vancouver, where Donald Bradman famously scored a century many years ago. So 2 slips and a gully are there for Cummins. He runs in to bowl to Gill, and Gill lets another one go outside the off stump. So what have we got here? The Bad Dad Orchestra from sunny Tasmania. Loving the coverage on the drive from Launceston to St Helens before tonight's gig. Sadly, our beloved Tasmanians didn't fire, but great to see Steve Smith back in the runs. Yes, keep up the good work, Dad. And the atmosphere around the grounds focused. Just wondering, with this much vaunted pace attack, where the wicket's going to come from. And Cummins runs in, pitches up, but back and across. Gill fends down towards mid-on. As I say, it's not like Adelaide or Melbourne. There's not a lot of help from the surface here for the wicker men. You got to grind attrition.
Yeah, well, we spoke to Moses Enriques before the start of the day's play and spoke about how defensive bowling is really important on the SCG pitch, especially when the shine comes off the ball and it stops swinging. So fielders in front of the wicket bowling straight to straight fields and forcing the batters to perhaps play a little bit too square. We still see very attacking fields at the moment.
Cummins attacks the stumps, he pitches up and he's driven by Gill, and there's a good stop out there by Pekowski, diving to his left at extra cover. He's just on the edge of the square there, and he scraped himself a bit on his left knee as he went down to cut off that well-struck drive from Shubman Gill, who's looking every inch the part of an opening batsman in Test cricket on his recent performances, and again today. Good judgment, good crisp hitter of the ball. Cummins in again, bowls the ball that he defends watchfully down towards mid-on. And another over goes by, and Australia can't break through. They made 338, and India approaching T, none for 26.
Well, Australia have a fantastic bowling lineup, a very settled bowling lineup. You've got Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark, then Cameron Green, the all-rounder, emerging as another pace bowling option, bowling around the 140 mark. And then obviously Nathan Lyon. I think India have a much more unsettled bowling attack, and I think it would be their batting that they would be focusing on. It's their strength area. Rohit Sharma joining them again, coming back from injury. Got Rahane, the captain, in form. Pujara, the rock, who scored nearly a double ton here last time they played.
Now Hazelwood runs in, bowls accurately, but not past the broad bat of Rohit Sharma. They've got 2 men out now. They've decided perhaps it's worth a crack with the odd bouncer at Rohit Sharma, who's a very, very good player, but he hasn't had to play the patient game in his recent cricket, and that hasn't been so recent because of injury. So they might just test him out here with the line, the length, and give him nothing to hit, and then bang one in and see what happens. Here's Hazelwood, it runs in and he bowls just outside the off stump and it's allowed to pass. Now just, yes, correcting me on that story about how McDougall topped the score, because it was McDougall who was the batsman and Pincher was the dog. Pincher, yes.
I love how our listeners are just on the money. They're
Yep.
picking up everything, correcting us when required. Fantastic.
Yes, it's a very involved audience when it comes to Australia's national game in midsummer, and we appreciate the feedback that we're getting from so many people who are listening in. Here comes Hazelwood again. Sharma back defending down the pitch. So the patience game continues. Rohit so far has been very patient, but if he gets length or width, you can be sure he'll go after it. And he's one of those batsmen that if he gets in, he can maul the bowling. But as we heard from Rick Finlay, his record in Australia in Test cricket is a bit less than his best. 2 slips behind him. Hazelwood goes in and he's good and he gets an awkward delivery. Very awkward delivery to play away. Tim Payne taking the ball, thinking for a moment there may have been a feathery on that through to him. Is he going to go for a DRS? I don't think so. Umpire Wilson's waiting. Time's up. It was a good delivery though.
Absolutely.
It almost shaved the gloves, didn't it?
Well, it looked almost like it deviated and off the outside edge. Payne was the only Australian who showed any interest, so he would have looked quite like a fool if he...
रोहित शर्मा और शुभमन गिल दोनों टिक कर बल्लेबाजी करते हुए शशांक।
और इस समय अब एक बार फिर से गेंदबाजी करने के लिए पैट कमिंस आ रहे हैं। अभी तक अगर देखें तो 8 ओवर और 1 गेंद की गेंदबाजी हुई है। 26 रन भारतीय टीम ने बनाए हैं। आज काफी शानदार प्रदर्शन किया रविंद्र जडेजा ने, शानदार गेंदबाजी उन्होंने की है और अब दोनों ही बल्लेबाज इसमें बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, रोहित शर्मा और शुभमन गिल। शुभमन गिल स्ट्राइक पर हैं। पैट कमिंस इस ओवर की अब दूसरे गेंद लेकर के आ रहे हैं। 2 खिलाड़ी स्लिप पर तैनात किया गया है। जॉस हजारों की पटकी हुई गेंद थी, बाउंसर गेंद थी, डक किया और गेंद को जाने दिया विकेट कीपर के दस्तानों में बिना किसी यहाँ पर परेशानी के। और कहना होगा यहाँ पर कि कुल मिलाकर अगर देखें तो काफी बेहतर मुकाबला इस समय चलता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। अगर हम नजर दौड़ाएं कि भारत की तरफ से गेंदबाजी में कितनी शानदार गेंदबाजी हुई है, उसमें बुमराह को 2 विकेट मिला, 1 विकेट सिराज को मिला, 2 विकेट नवदीप सैनी ने लिया और जडेजा ने 4 सफलताएं हासिल की हैं। और उसके बाद अगर देखें तो कुल मिलाकर स्टार्क का विकेट भी नवदीप सैनी को ही मिला था। तो विल पुकुवस्की और मिचेल स्टार्क ये 2 सफलताएं नवदीप सैनी ने अपने डेब्यू मुकाबले में लिया है, लेकिन अब भारत के पास चुनौती है 312 रनों का पीछा करने के लिए, यानी कि 312 रन अभी भी भारतीय टीम पीछे है। पहली पारी में 338 रन बना पाई ऑस्ट्रेलिया की पूरी टीम, ऑल आउट हो गई और शानदार शतकीय पारी जो है वो खेली स्टीवन स्मिथ ने। लेकिन अब देखना होगा यहाँ पर किस तरीके से मुकाबला चल रहा है। 8 ओवर और 3 गेंदों का खेल हो गया है। 26 रन स्कोर है भारतीय टीम का बगैर किसी नुकसान के। पिछले कुछ ओवर से लगातार ये स्कोरबोर्ड इसी पर टिका हुआ नजर आ रहा है। रोहित शर्मा 11 रनों पर है और शुभमन गिल 14 रनों पर बैटिंग कर रहे हैं इस समय। आयुष सिंह हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, आनंद झा हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और रिजवान बलोच पाकिस्तान से हमें जुड़े देख रहे हैं इस मुकाबले को, और सरिता मिश्रा जी जुड़ी हुई हैं। सैनी 2 विकेट लिख रही हैं, बिल्कुल सही बात है। और साथ ही साथ चैथू गौदवानी जी हमारे साथ इसमें जुड़े हुए हैं और साथ ही साथ अगर आप देखें तो इस समय रिजवान बलोच जी हमारे साथ कमेंट्री का आनंद उठा रहे हैं। रोहित शर्मा 11 रनों पर हैं, 24 गेंदों का सामना उन्होंने किया है और उसके अलावा शुभमन गिल नॉट आउट हैं, 14 रनों पर वो भी खेल रहे हैं इस समय। काफी शानदार मुकाबला इस समय चलता हुआ। भारतीय टीम अगर आज की सत्र की अगर बात करें, ये मुकाबला अगर आज के दिन का खत्म होते होते भारत अगर यहाँ पर 100-125 के आसपास बना लेता है तो निश्चित रूप से भारत के लिए काफी बेहतर बात होगी। इसी बीच अगली गेंद मिडल स्टंप पर ऑन साइड में खेला, शॉर्ट मिड विकेट पर गेंद को फील्ड कर लिया जाएगा। रन बनाने का कोई भी मौका वहां पर है नहीं। स्कोर अभी भी भारत का 26 रन बगैर किसी नुकसान के। भारतीय टीम अब कोई भी विकेट यहाँ पर आज के दिन में नहीं गंवाना चाहेगी। आज दोनों ही नाबाद बल्लेबाजी के तौर पर जाना चाहेंगे, दोनों ही प्रारंभिक बल्लेबाज जो है वो नाबाद जाना चाहेंगे, शुभमन गिल और रोहित शर्मा। पैट कमिंस जो है वो 1 ओवर और 5 गेंदबाजी कर चुके हैं और पहला ओवर जो था उनका मैडन रहा था। इस ओवर की अब आखिरी गेंद लेकर के आते हुए इस समय 2 खिलाड़ी जो स्लिप पर तैनात हैं टिम पेन के बगल में। पहले स्लिप पर डेविड वार्नर है और दूसरी स्लिप पर स्टीवन स्मिथ जो है वो फील्डिंग कर रहे हैं। 9वां ओवर चल रहा है, 26 रन स्कोर है इस समय और काफी शानदार मुकाबला इस समय चलता हुआ। इसी बीच अगली गेंद ऑफ स्टंप पर थी, ड्राइव कर दिया, आखिरी गेंद पर कोई रन नहीं। मैडन ओवर समाप्त हो गया है और 9 ओवर के बाद स्कोर है भारत का 26 बगैर किसी नुकसान के। तो ये मैडन ओवर रहा है, लेकिन अच्छी बात ये रही है कि दोनों ही बल्लेबाज जो है काफी आसानी के साथ बैटिंग कर रहे हैं और अब ऐसा लग रहा है कि शायद ड्रिंक्स मंगवाया गया था तो उन्होंने खुद के लिए, और अभी एक बार फिर से यहाँ पर बातचीत चलती हुई और दरअसल बाहर जा रहे हैं खिलाड़ी और 10 पर वो समय था जबकि टी की घोषणा करनी थी और टी की घोषणा कर दी गई है। तो जैसे ही 20 मिनट के बाद अब ये खेल शुरू होगा, हम इसी वीडियो के साथ आपके साथ बने रहेंगे। लेकिन इस समय जो है वो हो गया है और इसमें मुकाबला जो है वो चल रहा है। दूसरा सत्र जो रहा है उसमें कुल मिलाकर अगर आप देखें तो 29 ओवर के आसपास का खेल हुआ है और भारत ने कम से कम टी तक जो एक छोटा सा 9 ओवर का खेल था उसमें 26 रन बना लिए और इसमें अपना विकेट जो है वो नहीं कर पाया। बड़ी बात है।
जी बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने। और जिस तरीके से टीम इंडिया ने शुरुआत की है उसे देखकर लगता है कि ये जो मुकाबला है ये भी काफी रोमांचक होने वाला है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। और अगर यही दोनों बल्लेबाज टिक कर खेल